a problem for this introductory course. So I will post all these recordings on ODTÜ class after each week or after the lectures if they are available on the platform in the cloud. This called WebEx. I think we have a class. So we have 2 questions. No, you're not going to have any more homeworks. So you will use LaTeX in the first homework. So this is kind of a challenge. So you need to spend some time. And grad students from other schools need to submit homework 0. Yes, you need to submit homework 0. If you have questions from time to time, you can type here. So there's something about my voice. Is it so do you hear me clearly or do you all have problems? I may later use a microphone. Right now I didn't use, but I have it right now. I don't want to spend some time on fixing it, but yes, it's okay. So probably, Onur, you have some problem, okay? Okay, I know about this situation, but or let me switch to this my headset, and I think it will be much better. And during this time, you may ask questions.
Yes, do you hear me now? I think in a much better quality. How is it now? Okay, now much better, I think, from your responses. And we will obviously have lecture on Thursday. I'm not sure, but we may have a simple quiz. So it'll be the first one and a simple one. So it's better. Even you're not maybe going to take the course. It's better you attend the lecture, and then it will be a easy one, and it's better you take it. So let me continue with the slides, and then from time to time, I will switch to the questions. Yes, another thing, we will have coffee hours on Wednesdays at 11:40. Again, the link is actually ready on the class, but I will share it with you maybe in tomorrow morning. And here you can ask any questions related to the course content, related to quizzes, related to projects, and we may probably talk in Turkish. It doesn't matter, depending on your question. We can talk in Turkish or English, it doesn't matter. We have 2 course web pages. The first one is of the class. Let me share stop sharing this one. I will share the browser with you. I think you see the auto class page right now here. This is 495 section 1, and obviously we just have a single section. The links will always be here, so you don't need to go downwards and check the links. Where are they? Check your emails. They will always be here. Tuesday lecture, Wednesday coffee hour, and Thursday lectures. Just you need to click these links. And our syllabus is already available here. Our textbook is here. I will talk about it. And you need to actually connect to the ODTÜ network, otherwise you cannot download it from your home. You need to connect it via VPN, ODTÜ VPN, and then you can easily download our textbook. And we have a Piazza page. This is here, but you don't need to register right now. Next week, I can send you direct invitations, and you can ask your questions here. Probably some of you have already used Piazza platform. Here you can ask any questions related to, as you see here, exam, logistics, quiz, We don't have any homeworks, but we can ask about lecture contents, and you can also answer the questions of your friends. You don't need to wait for me. You can answer them, and if I see that your answer is a good one, and I will mark good answer, and at the end of the semester, I will also give some extra credits to the ones who are actually active on this Piazza platform. Another thing about ODTÜ class is that I have the slides already here. The slides I'm going through today is available here. You can download, do anything you like. And I will also post a link or directly upload the video of the first week here, and it will be the same for the rest of the semester. But the thing is that since you have quizzes all the time, you need to listen, actually join the lectures on time. Otherwise, you will get a very low grade, unfortunately, from the course. Let's stop this one and share the presentation. Yes, these are the websites we will be using. And the description of the course is composed of just the topics, and I will go through them in the course outline. Yes, this is the course outline. We have 14 weeks. This is the first week, and as you see, I'm discussing the course organization, and probably will not be able to start the actual lectures today, but on Thursday, I will start discussing the fundamentals of additive manufacturing, the basic steps, what we should do in the design and fabrication pipeline of additive manufacturing and 3D printing. And on this table, as you see, we have a content column, reading column, and assignment column. So this is the main content, the topics, the name of the chapters, and on the reading, as you see, we have some chapter numbers. These are the chapters from our textbook, and I will be strictly using this textbook as I've shown you the link. You can easily download it, but I didn't click actually. Let me switch to the, yes, I think you see my browser. Yes, here I click the textbook, and since I'm at ODTÜ right now, you can easily download this PDF, or there's also an e-publication version. If you are going to use it on your tablet, on your phone, I think this one is much better since there are cross-reference between the chapters, between the figures, tables, so it's much easier to use this e-publication. As I said, it's free for all the students, all the members of ODTÜ. So if you want to just download a specific chapter, it's also available. Instead of downloading the whole book, you can download specific chapters. So let me switch to the presentation. Yes. So in the second week, I will be going through the basic history of additive manufacturing, 3D printing, how it started. We'll discuss some milestones in this field. In the third week, I will be going into details of some process chain of additive manufacturing methods and the fundamentals of extrusion-based systems, which is the most popular one. The FDM or triple F is one of the examples of extrusion-based additive manufacturing systems. Here you see, again, you need to read these chapters before the lectures so that it will be easier for you to understand the fundamentals and you may ask much better questions. And we will have an assignment on the third week. I will post you some project topics, and then you will select, you will have a, you need to fill a form for project selection. This will be done in the third week, since second week is at drop week, so you may have some number of students taking the course or leaving the course, so it's better we do it in the third week. Then in the fourth week, we will continue with the extrusion-based system, since it's a very basic and important one. I will spend more time on it. And probably sometimes I will have lectures from my lab. I will be beside the 3D printer. I will show you the fundamentals right in front of the 3D printer, and then discuss the low-cost additive manufacturing systems. These will be chapters 6 and 12. And I will assign you the first homework. Actually, I forgot to, yes, there was a question. Since in the earlier years we didn't have homework, so I forgot about it. Yes, you're right. I will post you a template for the homework assignments, and you need to write it in LaTeX form once again. So sorry about that answer. You will have all the homeworks written in LaTeX. Let me go back to the questions once again. So if you have conflicts with any courses, you shouldn't take this one. So, and also your advisors shouldn't approve your registration if there's any conflict between the courses. And the projects will be, some of them will be hardware, just maybe one of them. Some of them will be about software-based projects. One may be about literature survey. So you'll have different types of projects, and depending on your interest, you can select one of them. And I will talk about later that you will do it in pairs, not 3 people, but you can do it in pairs. But graduate students should do their projects on their own, not in pairs. I'm not considering the attendance, so it doesn't matter whether you attend the first lecture or not. But if your grades are, if the average of 202 and 3 or 3 is less than 6, you need to do homework 0. I think these are all for the questions right now. So let's go back to the outline. Oops. Yes, in the 5th week, we will discuss some software problems. And you will see that in the design and fabrication pipeline, we have some critical steps where we use software, and there are some problems. Even though it's chapter 15, I want to talk it earlier, since we may have some projects about it. So in the 5th week, our main focus will be on the software issues. Then in the 6th week, we will discuss another additive manufacturing process, which is about photopolymerization. Here in this process, we use liquids, resin material, and then try to cure it with the help of some sources, energy sources. We will discuss all these details. And then we will discuss powder bed fusion processes. There are different variations, but the fundamentals are the same. Then we will be focusing on jetting processes. We have 2 types of jetting process, material and binder jetting. In the material one, the nozzles are actually jetting materials on the table, but in the binder jetting, as the name implies, we are jetting binders on the material powder so that they will join the materials together. Then in the 9th week, we will discuss some sheet lamination processes. We will have sheets of paper sometimes, sheets of metals. We'll put them on top of each other and try to have 3D shapes. Then in the 10th week, beam deposition process will be our main focus. We have a laser beam in most of these processes. We deposit some powders on the table and try to join them together with the help of the laser. And we will be discussing the details, the critical parts of these processes. We have a specific process which is called direct light technologies. It's a very different. It's actually a kind of micro printing processes. And then, if you have time in the 11th week, I will also talk about process selection. Since up to that week, we will be covering many processes, and we need to know the best one for our specific project. So we will have a kind of a review and try to come up with some rules, design rules or process selection rules. This will be the content of chapter 13. Then we will be focusing on some specific topics like post-processing. You will see that after the printing or additive manufacturing process is completed, you cannot directly use that part in your assemblies, in your projects. You need to do some post-processing. We'll talk about these details. And then you focus on some digital manufacturing aspect. Since right now we are not using additive manufacturing as prototyping purposes, we also use it for the final products. And this is called as digital manufacturing. And lastly, in that week, we'll go through some rules for design for additive manufacturing. What are the critical things we should really consider while designing a part for additive manufacturing? This will be the main one of the critical topics in the 12th week. Then to the end of the semester, we'll discuss more specific topics like rapid tooling, some specific applications of additive manufacturing, and some future directions. What are expected from additive manufacturing fields? What will be the main research directions or commercial directions? We were talking about these issues in the 13th week. And in the last week, I'm not going to give a lecture, but I will be listening your presentations about your projects, and I will grade your presentations. I think it corresponds to 5% of your overall grade, but obviously you need to report your progress throughout the semester. You will have, as you see here, first report submission. Probably it will be about just a feasibility kind of things. You may have some literature review or have initial concepts in the first report, and then you need to have submit the second report. Maybe we can shift it to this week since there is not much time between the first report and the second one. I may put it here, doesn't matter. And another issue is that we will have specific meetings with the groups before the report submission so that we can discuss some critical issues with you about your progress and then go on with your report submission. And before the final report submission, again, we will have another meeting with you. It will be in the 12th week, but we may discuss then maybe put it into 11th week. So it's up to the progress of your group, and doesn't have to be on these weeks. If you ask me an additional meeting, we can always arrange it and have an extra meeting. And this, as written here, this is a tentative schedule, so we may update it throughout the semester. And here you see you have some homework assignments. They will not be that complicated. They may require some designing, some comparisons of the method, some specific mathematical modeling of the process. So they will not be that much, just 5 of them as you see, and as far as I remember, it should be just 10% of your overall grades. Yeah, let me switch to the questions. Yes, graduate students should do their projects on their own, but the undergraduate students work in pairs, not in 3 or 4 members, but you can work in pairs with your best friend. You can do the project. No, not I will talk about grading in a moment. This presentation of your project will be 5%, not the overall project. It will be much more than that. So this is a nice actually illustration of the processes, additive manufacturing processes. It's also available on the syllabus, and I think it's better I send you the syllabus via email after this meeting, since I have emails of all of you. I can directly send you this one, and maybe I show you a specific web page. Let me share the web browser once again. Yes, this is my favorite website. This is called 3dhubs.com, and here you can have a look at some resources, 3D printing guides. It's a nice guide explaining all the fundamentals, and I have the book version of it. This is a book of the same website, 3D Hubs, and it's all available on this web page. So the fundamentals, there are nice illustrations, and what I'm going to show you is yes, this one. You can download it, but they need some, I think, extra information. You need to write your email. But here you can see the full version. If you want it in a high quality, you should click here and fill in some form. As you see, we have 7 different types of additive manufacturing methods. And in this course, we will going through all these methods. And underneath here, they provided some companies who are working on the specific fields of additive manufacturing. For instance, as you see, HP is working on material jetting. This is a popular one. Synthesis, another popular one, is working on FDM. Carbon 3D is working on a specific process. We'll discuss all these, but it's a nice summary of the methods and the companies who are working in this field. Let me switch to the PowerPoint. Yes. So these are summarized here once again. Material extrusion. Obviously, we extrude material through a nozzle in the wet polymerization. We polymerize liquid resin with different sources, with laser, light sources, with projectors even. And the powder bed fusion, you'll see that we have powder beds, and powders are inside this bed, and they are fused together again with the help of some specific agents or with some energy sources. Then we have direct energy deposition. Again, we use some laser or electron beam. And this is another one, sheet lamination. We laminate all these sheets on top of each other. And lastly, we have jetting processes, binder jetting and material jetting. As you see, even they have some sub-methods. They can cure the material with light, cure the material with heat, or do a kind of milling operation. So these are subtypes of material jetting processes. Let me see if you have questions. Okay, no other questions right now. So these are the objectives of this course. Once you pass this course, then that means you have learned the fundamentals of additive manufacturing processes, their basic principles, their characteristics, and you should actually be able to select the most appropriate additive manufacturing process among the ones actually we are discussing in the semester. And you should be able to use different software to obtain the job files for additive manufacturing processes. You should understand what is going on inside these files. And you should also be able to compare additive manufacturing methods with the conventional manufacturing process like CNC milling, like injection molding. You should have some information about these comparisons. And lastly, you should be able to design any part for additive manufacturing. So you should be using design for additive manufacturing principles. So these are the core prerequisites. These are actually in the system. You cannot take this course if you haven't taken 202 and 303. These are musts. You should have passed them at least with a grade of DD. And this is our textbook. I've shown you the textbook, and again here, by simply clicking this link from an ODTÜ, let's say, network, you can download it. We have more reference books. There are many reference books, and we are also working on a Turkish textbook with members of TAMA Turkish Additive Manufacturing Association. but I think it will be ready maybe in a year, not right now. Anyway, this is the most important slide. This is the grading criteria. We have quizzes, as I said, in lectures. In all of the lectures, you will have pop-up quiz. Sometimes we will have one of them or two of them in the same lecture. And at the end of the semester, I will drop the lowest due from your grades, and it will correspond to, as you see, 50% of your grade. So that means you need to attend all the lectures and try to do these quizzes during the lecture hours. You can always watch the lectures later, but you'll not get any grades once you watch them later. At this semester, starting from this semester, we will have 5 homeworks. In the earlier ones, we didn't have any homeworks, but I thought that it will be much better, and they will not be that complicated. Sometimes about literature survey, sometimes problem solving, especially about Turing processes, their mathematical models, and some of them might be about just design. You need to design some specific parts using the principles of design for additive manufacturing. So let's now talk about the projects. Let me fix them. No, it is the right combination. No, I think let me use space simply. As you see, the overall percentage of the term project is 30%. So it's highly important for your overall grades. We have 2 mid reports. They all correspond to 5%, and final report is 10%. So it's up to you, but you may not submit first 2 reports and directly submit the final reports. But if that's the case, then you will lose 10% from overall your term project. And for the presentation, we have 5%. Each of you should present your study in the 14th week of the semester. And I will announce a special schedule for the presentations. We don't need to do them just in the lecture hours. You may have it in the evening or in the morning. So it's up to you. And regarding the final examination, we don't have, by the way, any midterm examination. We have quizzes, homework, projects, but no midterm examination. And regarding the final, I will have an oral examination, not a classical exam, not a handwritten exam. I will have 1 by 1 oral examination. Probably it will just take 10 to 15 minutes. I will ask you questions from all the topics, and then depending on your performance, I will give you a grade over 10%. And other deliverable is about discussionary, about your performance in the lectures, about your performance, exceptional performance in the project, and your piazza performance, how you are responding to your friends' questions, about your specific questions. Maybe you may ask a critical question, and it might be a critical one for the course content. So I may give you some credits about your overall course performance. Oops, this is another typo. I should delete this part. Yes. Any questions? I think you have some questions. Yes, we have another problem here. Yes, now it's 30%. You are right, thank you. I don't have any limits for the course capacity. If you already passed, as I said, 202 and 303, the average of your grades are higher than CC, you can always take. I don't have a limit. If it's 60 students, you can take it, no problem. And as I said, if your average is less than CC, you need to do the homework. And if the quality of your homework is above average, then you can also take this course. So I don't have a limit. It can be 100 students, but I don't think probably it will be around again 40, something like that. But I don't have an official limit. So what about miss project policy? Or you have some mid reports, you have final report. What happens if you submit them late? I will deduce 10% from your specific report grade or specific final report grade, but it can be up to 5 days. If it's more than that, more than 5 days late, then I will not accept that report, that's mid report or final report. What about the quiz policy? So if you have medical excuses, then you may be exempt from miss quiz, but it's up to 3. So if you miss more than 3 quizzes due to your medical problems, then I will give you a makeup examination. But if it's less than 3, then you will simply be exempted from these quizzes. But I will not be able to drop the lowest grades, since if you miss 3 of them, and if I drop 2 lowest grades, then it makes 5 quizzes, so it will not be that fair. So if you have exam quizzes, first of all, I will be decreasing the number of dropped quizzes from your quiz grade. Maybe I think it's better I write it here, I will update it here so that everything will be in this slide and in the syllabus. Another issue, if you have medical excuses, you should inform me as soon as possible. Obviously, it's better if you could inform me earlier, but obviously, since it's a medical problem, you may not be able to inform me. So you should inform me in summary as soon as possible from your situation. But I would love to be actually informed before the lectures. For the final exam, again, if you have a medical problem, you can have a makeup examination, but since it's an oral examination, I don't think you'll have problems. We can find a specific time slot for you, and we can have your final examination in 15 minutes. Another thing, if you have some problems, psychological or physical problems, you can always send me an email regarding any content of our lecture. You may have problems with presentations, you may have problems with, I don't know, quizzes. So please let me know so that we can find a problem before we go on with the lectures and solve your issues, and you will have a nice semester in this course. Another thing, this is our academic honesty of our university. Please make sure that you read this honor code and agree with it. Otherwise, I suggest you dropping or not taking this course. So you should obey this code during the semester, and if you actually do anything which is not obeying this honor code, then you may have problems. So these are the actual outcomes of previous semester, what we have done. Many students are graduated taking this course, and now they have basic information about additive manufacturing technologies, and they use it in their professional lives. Other outcomes, the 2 startup companies are actually formed by using their fundamental knowledge they gained in this course. One of them is about actually hearing aids. This was the thing actually I showed in the lectures, and then they formed a startup company. Another thing, Nezih Mert Bolgu and Alper Öztaş are working on a specific metal 3D printing technology. I may show you later. And they have a company in Technopolis of Bilkent University, but I think our Pastor Özcan's company is in ODTÜ Technokent. And also sometimes we write conference papers. Last year we have written a conference paper and I presented in Ireland last year. And depending on your performance, again, about the final project, we may write some papers on these specific topics. I think these are all I can say about the course. And we have 6 minutes left. So there are some specific questions. So what happens if you have connection problems during the code quizzes? So you may be just exempted from 3 of them. I will assume that it's a kind of a medical problem, but if it's more than that, you need to take makeup quizzes. And the makeup quizzes might be oral or, I don't know, a project or a homework or a similar one. I don't know. I will decide it according to the content of the previous quizzes and then let you know. Any questions, guys? Since there are about, I think, how many participants? There are about 80 students, so I don't want to unmute you, but if you want to ask a question, please use the chat area so that I can answer them. I will wait for a minute, and then if you don't have, then we can call it a day and see you on Thursday. We will have 2 lectures on Thursday, and I will start discussing the fundamentals of 3D printing processes.
Hocam sorabilir miyim? LaTeX öğrenmek için önerdiğiniz bir kaynak var mı?
Overleaf.com. Overleaf is an open source platform and you can directly write your homeworks on the web browser. You don't need to download anything onto your computer. It's a free platform. Overleaf.com. Let me show you actually. And I write most of my papers, projects. My graduate students write their thesis on this platform. I'm happy with them. So let me share the web browser. Yes. This is overleaf.com. As I said, you can create a new project, a blank project. ME495. Okay, creating. So this is created right now. So as you see, this is now in simple format. So you start writing your homework, and these guys also have some, I think, help platform. I don't know where it is, but you can easily find it. They have a help page here, documentation. So everything related to LaTeX is here. So if you are new to LaTeX, you can check the basics here. And just using this platform without, as I said, downloading anything, you can maintain all your homeworks on this cloud platform. Any other questions, guys? Any questions on the chat area? Let me check it. So I will share the syllabus with you and you can click on the link on the syllabus. I don't have a special actually requirement for the students who just have a single semester. You need to do what other students are doing actually. If the average of it, once again, I think I have set this one 5 times. Let me come to here. Yes. It doesn't matter whether your last term, this one is or not. Your 202 and 303 grades should be higher than CC. If not, you should do the homework and submit it till midnight of Saturday. I don't have specific or issues with the last semester students. Any questions? Any more questions? You can unmute yourself and ask. Yes, I will share the link with you, the syllabus and the course link with you in a moment after this lecture is over. And you should submit the homework to me. Send me an email. And I forgot to mention that since in the earlier years I didn't have a course TA this semester, we have a teaching assistant, Uğur Dilberoğlu. You can also send it homework to him or to me, it doesn't matter, but you should send it your homework to course staff before the midnight of Saturday. Any questions? So if not, now we can have questions in the ETRA pre. So there's a question about quiz and ETRA pre. You may have simple ones Thursday and some of them on next week. So it's better you take the course on first day of ETRA period, so on next Monday actually, on 19th of October. Okay, then you don't have any questions, so, but if you have specific ones, then you can always send me an email today, tomorrow, it doesn't matter. I will share you the link for the tomorrow copy out and share you the link of Thursday lecture. Okay, have a nice day and see you tomorrow, or tomorrow is not a must, but on Thursday, if you plan to take this course, you should join the lecture on Thursday. Okay, bye-bye.